everyone, welcome to the Wreath Workshop. I am Ashley Greenwood from Three Little Greenwoods, and today we're going to be making a beautiful spring wreath with tulips. So come on in and let's get started. We are going to be using a 14-inch grapevine wreath base. I've got my tulips ready to go. I have some beautiful ficus and some eucalyptus boxwood bushes that I got from Hobby Lobby. It's my favorite greenery ever. Both of these are really my favorite greenery ever. As you come on in, I'd love for you to let me know where you are watching from today. I always love seeing where everyone is from. I am in my home in South Carolina. I am a former kindergarten teacher, turned wreath maker, turned business owner, and I am sharing my love of wreath making and teaching with all of you. So let's get to it. I've got my hot glue skillet. Everyone always wants to see my hot glue skillet. Let me see if I can spin this thing around. So this is my hot glue skillet. It is simply a small electric skillet. I have the one that I recommend in my Amazon storefront because I bought a cheap one time and it was a bad idea. This is my favorite one. It is sitting on 2 ceramic tiles left over from a home improvement project. It gets extremely hot. Hot glue is hot, be very careful. But I love using a glue skillet because it leaves both of my hands free to make, and I'm not pumping on a glue gun. So, hot glue skillet, go get you one. Even if you're not a wreath maker, if you just use a lot of hot glue, go get a hot glue skillet, okay? Hello, Jess. You saw my Facebook Live a couple of hours ago. I'm back. This time we're making a wreath. So let's talk about what we're using. 14-inch grapevine. This is my favorite size. Truly it is. You can make a huge, gorgeous wreath on a 14-inch grapevine. You don't really need to get the bigger ones, okay? I'll talk about my wreath easel in just a second, okay? We are going to be using the famous Michael's tulips. I have 4 bunches of each color. I'm not sure if I'm going to use all of these or not, but I grabbed them anyway. I have ficus. So ficus comes, oh gosh, hold on. Ficus comes in really big stems like this. I found them on Amazon. You can go to my Amazon storefront and find these. This is my favorite because it's variegated. That means it has white tips. I love this stuff. It's a little hard to find, but you can find it on Amazon. Go through my link and I'll get a little bit of extra money to buy more ribbon for my hoarding problem. I have cut these big stems into little pieces. And you're going to see why I do that in just a minute. Hello, Tony. Welcome. So I've got them all cut apart. I've sorted them. I'll explain that in a few minutes. This is called basswood bush. It's a weird name for a beautiful bush from Hobby Lobby. Love, love, love it. Lots of wreath makers use it. I order it by the case. In fact, I need to order more of it. So Hobby Lobby, they usually always have this stuff in stock unless you go to my Hobby Lobby. And I was the girl yesterday morning with that little bitty buggy that they give you mounded over. The poor older gentleman behind me wanted to know what the heck was going on. He even asked me what I did with all of it. So you should always have an answer for when people ask you, what are you doing? A good answer. My good answer always is, I have an online floral shop. And then they're like, oh, wow, that's so fancy. So that's my answer. Let's talk about my newest boyfriend. This is my wreath easel. It came from Mimi's Wreath Shop. I believe I said that correctly. All she sells is this, and it is fantastic. It comes apart really easily. It has balls on the bottom, or rubber feet on the bottom that makes you be able to kind of glide it around where you need it to be, but it doesn't move as you're working. It's extremely lightweight. I love it. For years and years and years, I got scrappy and I used a small child's art easel. It's my new favorite. I love it. I love it almost as much as my glue skillet, but not quite. All right, let's get started. Let me make sure you guys can see what I am doing. So the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to green the wreath. Okay, I have cut apart my ficus into small pieces because that's how I like to work. I kind of sorted them around. So I have pieces that look like this. I got pieces that look like this. Good morning, good afternoon, Laverne. I got pieces that look like this, just small, manageable pieces. Now, for this wreath, it's going to be a full, compact wreath design. That means it's going to cover the whole grapevine, right? And we may need more, I may need more ficus than this, but I'm getting started right here. So to begin with, I'm going to start at the top and I'm going to go around the outside edge in a clockwork rotation, filling in the outside of the edge, but I'm not going to, well, you'll see. Let's just get started. Let's just get started. All right, here we go. Here's my first piece. I'm going to give it a little bit of a bend, sweep it into my hot glue skillet, which is off camera. And I'm going to start at the top. And I'm going to position my leaves where they are going to be going around like a clock. Okay? Just like this. I'm actually going to put one at the top and then one at the bottom. Sometimes I do that just to make sure that I've got everything spaced out evenly. I'm running the stem of my greenery along the grapevine. So one at the top, one at the bottom. Let's do one on either side. You do not have to do it this way. You can just get started, but I kind of like doing it this way because it gives me a little bit more control over where I am and what I am doing. And if I start running low, I can kind of monitor and adjust. So we just made like an X, like a little cross, just like that. Now we're going to go back and fill it in. This is going to be big and beautiful and so very pretty. See, I'm filling it in, just taking my pieces that I've already cut. Guys, I love all the hearts. Thank you so much. When you heart a creator's video, it pushes it out to more people. So I really appreciate you doing that, because I want to teach lots of people how to make beautiful wreaths. You are so sweet, Jess. Jess says, I can't read. Hold on, let me swipe. There we go. Jess says that just by how I teach, she can tell I was a good teacher. Yes, I loved teaching my little people. I taught kindergarten and 4-year-old preschool for a really long time. Can you see the glue gun station? It's a glue skillet. It's right off camera. Stick with me, and at the end, I will share it one more time, okay? As you are putting in your leaves, you gotta make sure you're going in the clockwise rotation, okay? You gotta make sure. So I'm just looking to see if I see any big gaps anywhere. You like it already. It is really pretty. All this green makes me so happy. You can find this variegated ficus on Amazon. Go to my Amazon storefront. It was kind of hard to find. I actually purchased this from my wholesale company. All right, I'm gonna stop there. I have glue strings everywhere. Heather, your daughter teaches 3rd grade math. Oh my goodness, that's awesome. Math is not my thing, but I can read a book. I'm a great book reader. Okay, the next thing that we're going to do, when I say that I can read a book, that means I enjoyed reading aloud to my little people. That sounded kind of silly. Okay, now, got all these teeny tiny little pieces. This is what we're going to use to go around the inside of the wreath. Still making sure that we are, actually, I don't know if we have to stick with the rotation or not, but I think so. Let's see. All right, so first little piece, I'm just going to be filling in the inside circle. One on the bottom, one on the top. Just like that, see? Let me do the sides. Just gonna fill that in. I'm running along with the grain of the grapevine. This grapevine came from Michael's. It was absolutely slap full of leaves. There's still some in here. I didn't get them all out. Did you guys see the TikTok about how I get leaves out of my grapevines? I take them outside. And on the back corner, in the back corner of our brick house, I smack them against the brick. I hope my husband doesn't watch that video, because he would be appalled that I am using the brick, the side of our house, to get the leaves out. But I'm telling you, it works. And a lot of my wreath maker friends chimed into that video and they were like, yes, that's exactly what they do. All right, so outside is done. Inside is done. It's not perfect, but that's okay. We're gonna be filling it in. Bob Ross says beat the devil out of it. Oh my goodness. Okay, here's our next piece. Now for these pieces, we're going to be coming kind of in the inner ring, just filling up that space. So kind of towards the center. And I'm gonna try that again. I'm giving it a bend. All right, I want it to pop it off the wreath, okay? I like for all of my designs to have a lot of depth. I don't like it when my florals are flat against the grapevine. That is a look, and some wreath makers, that's their craft, that's how they do it, and that's fine. It's just not the way that I want mine to look, okay? So I put one up here, and I'm gonna go down here, turning it so that it's going along with the grain, going along my little clockwise motion. We're gonna be filling in the center with lots of tulips and our other greenery. Whoa, that got twisted. There we go. Lots of greenery. All right, then on this side, you really do want to try to get as many of the leaves out of your evergreen, out of your grapevines as you can, because the leaves are going to continue to disintegrate. You want your greenery and florals to be sticking to the grapevine that's not going to be disintegrating, because if it's stuck all up in the leaves and the leaves disintegrate and they go away, what's your stuff going to be stuck to? Nothing. So you've got to try to get rid of as much as the leaves as you can. Doesn't have to be perfect. Perfect is too hard. Okay. All right, you see what we got going on. What kind of glue am I using? I am using a hot glue skillet. Here, I'll show you guys real fast since I stopped. There it is. Hot glue skillet, Amazon store. Go to my storefront and get it. Inside here, I have dropped Gorilla Glue high temp hot glue sticks, and it just melts. It's a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing. All right, there we go. So this is our base. This is the base of our wreath, and I have some extra pieces. I'm just going to hold on to these in case I want to fill in later. Next, let's add our tulips. So the tulips are yellow and pink, right? The yellow tulips, they pretty much all look the same. A couple of them are a little shade lighter than the other ones, but they're all pretty yellow. But the pink tulips definitely have a lighter shade of pink and a more vibrant shade of pink. Do you see? Dark pink, light pink. So as I am cutting these apart, I'm going to sort them. Hello, Kelly. Kelly says she's late to the party. You're not late to the party, girl. You're right on time. Guys, I try to take these videos and put them on Facebook. Facebook has not been playing nice lately, and it's been aggravating me, but trying. Do I turn it off at night? Yeah. Don't want to leave it burning. It's super hot. Super, super hot. Okay, so hot pinks, light pinks. I think I'm going to need 3 bundles of each. So let me separate them like this. The reason I am separating them by color is I don't want all of my hot pinks all clumped together and then all of the light pinks kind of off by themselves, because it would make your eye go to those spots that don't look quite right. Let's do one more, because that was 2 bundles of Michael's tulips. This is the 3rd one. I'm so glad you found this today too. Welcome to the Wreath Workshop. Okay, here we go. I love how these little tulips have long stems. Long stems make me happy. Okay. Well, let's start with the hot pinks first. I am so glad that you are here, Ida, and I'm probably saying your name incorrectly, and I apologize for that. All right, so here's the plan. We're going to take our hot pink, and we're going to go around the wreath and space them out evenly. We are also going to make sure we are going in our clockwise rotation, okay? What size wreath am I working on? It is a 14-inch grapevine. I like this size. It's my favorite. Debbie, you're not late. Come on in, honey. We're just getting started with our flowers. Nice long stems makes me happy. Dipping it in my hot glue. And let's start at the top. There we go. One right there. Let's do one at the bottom. Remember, we are trying to evenly space out all the things. One at the top, one at the bottom. Clockwise rotation. Let's do this over here on this side. Running it up in my grapevine and then pulling it off. I want it to have lots of depth to it. Did I get the tulips at Michael's? Yes, I did. I sure did get it at Michael's. I actually ordered them online. The closest Michael's to me is about 45 minutes, and it takes basically my whole day. So I like to order online a lot. All right, 2, 3, 4. I'm kind of going on the outside right now. Let's make another little 4 corners. Remember, it does not have to be perfect, okay? We're just doing our best. They have a huge selection of these tulips at your store, Jess. I bet they do. I'm trying to be good. I have been in the wreath making business long enough that I could totally not go shopping for a year, maybe, and have plenty of supplies to make wreaths with. It's getting a little ridiculous, you know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to be mindful and thoughtful and stay out of the stores, unless it's something that I absolutely have to have. Oop, let's try this one again. Oh, shoot. One more time. I'm just going to hold it there. It keeps falling down. So pretty evenly all the way around. I've kind of concentrated on the outside circle. There we go. Okay, I got 4 of the hot pink ones left. So I'm going to place them on the inside circle. Just making 4 little corners. Kind of pulling my leaves out of the way. Giving them a good bend, okay? Don't I work with odd numbers? Sometimes. This time I'm just really trying to make sure that the color gets dispersed. That's really all I'm doing. Good bend. I want it to run with the grain of the grapevine. All right, there we go. One more. Laverne, I hope you do make this for your front door. It's really, really pretty. And listen, you don't have to use the same greenery that I'm using. You don't have to use the same flower that I'm using, but there we go. Think about the recipe, like what I've done to make it. Light pinks. Gonna do the same thing. Gonna try to evenly space them out. Let's start on the outside ring first. I don't have as many of these as I did the hot pink ones, so I'm gonna have to be mindful. Laverne, I will be praying for you. I'm sorry that your back is hurting. Would this work for a storm door? Maybe, but even if you put it in between your storm door and it got a little bit smushed, it'd be okay. It'd be all right. Someone is just joined and she asked, did I add the leaves or did it come like this? I added the leaves to post this in my Facebook group. So guys, make sure you're following me in my Facebook group, okay? All right, gotta pay attention. I really don't want to have to cut open another bunch of tulips, because the more product you add, the more you should charge for your wreaths, okay? Hey, listen, I am working on a everything you ever wanted to know about wreath making ebook. Does anybody have any suggestions of what I should include? Because it would have been really nice if I had found something like that when I first started. Like, you know, here's all the tools that you really need. Here's some of the tools that you don't really need right now. What would you include? I think that was a hot pink one. I think that snuck in. My Facebook group is the same name, 3 Little Greenwoods, the number 3 Little Greenwoods. Start slow and don't try to compete. There you go. It is hard not to compare yourself to others. It really, really is. Because there are so many talented and wonderful designers out there, and you'll see what they're making and you're like, oh my gosh, I can never make that. Someone else says it is really expensive to start. It can be, yes. That's something I should talk about. That's a very good point. It doesn't have to be expensive, but it can be expensive. It can get expensive super fast. What am I dipping my stems in? It is a hot glue skillet. It's right off camera. It is exactly what it sounds like. It is simply a small electric skillet that I have put hot glue sticks in. Oh my gosh. I don't think you guys can see the glue strings. Oh, that is another one. There are customers for everyone. That is the truth. Yes, it is a 14-inch grapevine. All right, now let's move on to the yellow ones. I still have one bunch of this left, and I might cut it open and use it, but I'm going to try really hard not to. I think once I add my second greenery, it's going to be pretty. Now, let's see if these are super different. These are not super different. I don't really have to sort these like I did the pinks. I mean, a couple of them are lighter than other ones, but it's not a big enough deal for me to be stressing about it. Cutting my stems super long. All right, what else you guys what else would you like to know about? Or what else do you think a beginning wreath maker should know? All right, Jody says, I need to turn it to me and look at it. It looks as if more flowers are on the right. There probably is. I should just stand up. Do I offer any classes? I sure do. If you go to my Etsy shop, yeah, there are more flowers over here. If you go to my Etsy shop, there are some workshops available there. I just finished with a spring workshop. And a workshop is different than my live tutorials because I give lots more detail. I give you a clickable shopping list so you can buy everything. Do I prefer more greenery or flowers in my wreaths? That's a good question. Flowers. I think I like flowers best. All right, 3 bundles. I still have one set aside, just in case. All right, let me turn it this way so I can see what the heck I'm doing. All right, now we're gonna take our yellow and we're gonna bounce it around evenly. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just trying to do the best we can. That's what I used to tell my little people, my little preschoolers and kindergartners, because some of them would get, well, we're the same. Children are just little adults, okay? They're the same people that they're going to be. And some would get really stressed about doing things the right way and doing it perfectly, and it would stop them. It would prevent them from even trying. So I would always say we just do the best we can. We don't worry about being perfect. I got this grapevine from Michael's. It was absolutely full of leaves. So I took it outside and I beat the heck out of it on my the side of my brick house. But you can do it on a driveway, or you can do it on a picnic table. You just want to get as many leaves out of it as you possibly can. All right, here we go. As I am inserting these flowers, I am really being careful to make sure that the stem and the glue is attaching to the grapevines. I don't want it just to like go through it. I want it to be sticking on something. Okay. All right, now I'm just gonna start moving my way around. I got a feeling I'm gonna have to use those other bunches. What other color combinations do you think would be pretty? Because I do have some more color combinations. My Facebook page is 3 Little Greenwoods, the number 3, the word little, and the word Greenwoods. 3 Little Greenwoods is the name of my blog that I started over 10 years ago. 10 years ago this year, which is crazy. I used to blog about home improvements that we were doing and the children's birthday parties. The name 3 Little Greenwoods comes from my 3 children. I had 3 little children when I started my blog, and I named it after them. So that's where that comes from. Thank you for sharing, Laverne. All right, guys, I'm trying to really take a step back and look. You really should do that as you are working, because you're gonna see, like right here, blank spots. Another great thing to do as you are working and you think, yeah, I think I'm good, I think it looks great, take a picture of it. Take a picture of whatever you're working on and then look at the picture, and you will see what you couldn't see with your naked eye. You may be thinking that it looks great, and then you take a picture of it and you're like, eee. All right. We have a street sweeper guy coming down the street outside, if you guys can hear the big truck. All right, see how easily I can move this around? It's so awesome. It's amazing. I love this wreath easel. Mimi's Wreath Shop. M-I-M-I. Mimi. It's stuck to the wreath easel. Oh well, it'll come off. Here we go. Okay, got 3 pieces left. What do you guys think? Do you think I need to open up the other 2 tulip bunches? Someone says that Schroeder Custom says the picture trick works for you. Yeah, it works for me too. Especially when I go outside and take like the glamour shot pictures of them. When I say glamour shots, when you are an Etsy shop owner, one of the things that you need to master very quickly is taking great pictures. So I have to take glamour shot pictures of them. Am I adding a bow? No, I'm not. I'm just going to do a really compact wreath. I'm gonna add them. So here's a question for you. This is my right. Is this your right too, or is it your left? Because either Facebook or TikTok flips the image. So is the image flipped? So this is your left. Okay then. All right. 4th bundle of tulips. That's okay. These are beautiful and they are super inexpensive. I mean, full price, they're $4. The greenery is called ficus. You can find a link for it in my Amazon storefront. Okay, let's add the pink first. Excuse my head as I look over. I'm noticing that this needs some help. So let's add some over here. Your designs need to look good from all sides. And it's okay if our color starts to bunch up a little bit, you know, like a lot of pink in one area. It's okay. We're just doing the best we can. Okay, there's a big hole right here up under there. Maybe if I just pull that down some. Don't forget, everything is wired, so you can move things around. You can bend things to take up more space. I'm getting all the glue strings. You can actually purchase this wreath in my Etsy shop. So if you love it, click on over to that Etsy shop and I would love to make one for you. This one is going to a customer in Tennessee. Oh, that's not good. Let's try that again. All right, let's just see some up here. Okay, let me step back. I see a big old hole right here. Goodness gracious. I'm going to use all of them. Don't get burned. I get burned so much less with the hot glue skillet than I did with my glue gun, but I still get burned. This would be beautiful to add a bow to. Okay, let's try that again. You could easily just plop a bow right here. Okay, 4 pieces left. Lots of yellow. Let's see this area right there. This is looking a little sparse right there. This would be really pretty with purple. Wouldn't that be pretty? Purple is my daddy's favorite color. I should make my mama one of these wreaths with purple tulips. My daddy would love that. 1 left. This area right here still looks kind of eh. Cheryl, I'm so glad you were able to join us. Okay, all the tulips. I'm not putting any more in there. So pretty. Next, we're going to add pieces of this greenery. This came from Hobby Lobby. Now, on the website, this is called basswood bush. I have no idea why it's called basswood bush. I do not know the names of all the flowers in the greenery. You know, I taught kindergarten. I did not know. It is beautiful, isn't it, Kelly? We're going to do the same thing. I'm going to try not to use a whole ton of it. In fact, I might break these into 2 different pieces in just a bit. But right now I'm really looking for big, big holes. Like there is a big, big hole right here. Giving it a really good bend. I'm going to wiggle it up. There we go. I don't know if you guys can see that really well because you're so far away, but it's really pretty. Okay, looking for big holes. I'm going to keep it together. I would get more bang for my buck if I separated it. But I'm going to keep it together for right now. And put one more right here in the middle. Yes, it is called Basswood Bush Greenery. There we go. All right, one more whole piece, and I think I'm going to start separating it. Put it right here in the middle. Okay, now when I say separating it, that means I am going to make 2 pieces out of 1. Getting more bang for our buck. We love this so much is because it is a pusher. You can push it up, you can push it down. You can separate it really easily. So I'm gonna cut that piece off, take my needle nose pliers, bend the tip of this so that my greenery doesn't fly off. Yes, the best way to treat a burn from hot glue is to keep a cold cup of water with ice cubes in it. You are exactly right. I have a big, huge cup right there, and I have ripped the top off of those big cups and stuck my whole hand down in it before. Okie dokie, now I'm just filling it in. I don't really want to see the grapevine. I don't want to see the grapevine. It is an interesting combination using this with the ficus, isn't it, Kelly? It's really pretty. I'm really liking it a lot. And I'm probably going to be using more of this than I really want to. Can you guys see the difference in the greeneries? Is it close enough that you can tell where I'm putting it? Misty. Misty's from Little Luxuries in North Carolina. She's thinking of me right now because she's got a grapevine she needs to go beat on her brick house. You know we all do it. And if you've never done it before, I bet you're going to start doing it now because it is the quickest way to get rid of all of those leaves, isn't it, Misty? Oh, drat. I don't even know where this came from. I'm just gonna put it down. All right, spin it around. Let's put one up here at the top. All right, I gotta do this whole side right here. Going to continue to cut it in half so that I have more pieces to put around the wreath. The bottom seems a little empty. I know, I'm gonna fix it. I might not fix it so we're finished and I'm not on camera anymore, but I'm gonna fix it. It's kind of hard to teach and really get it right. Come on. Okay, there we go. What about the middle? It is empty. Yeah, I don't put anything in the middle but the greenery. But if you choose to make this style of wreath, you can totally fill up the middle. And another thing, if you decide like, okay, see this down here? These are a little too long and a little too much, so I'm gonna snip them off. Just like that. I'll save these for later. Just a few. I think this is my last piece of this. I'll have to make it count. It needs to go down here. Okay, I have a bare greenery spot on this. This is my left, like right here. Is that what you see? I see it too. I'm just gonna move them around a little bit. Okay, down here on the bottom. One more. I think I'm going to add it right in here. Whew. My right. Over here. I'll have to go back and look at it, y'all. Make sure everything is moved around. And you know, sometimes I have cut pieces off. I need to put some flowers in the middle. I don't want to put any flowers in the middle. But when you make this design, you can totally do that. All right. I love it. It is so colorful and so very pretty. You could use this wreath recipe with lots of different colors, lots of different flowers. It'd be so pretty. What are the bed risers for in my front? That is a great question. So, you know, I got when I set up my wreath workshop. This is a 9-foot folding table. But I wanted it to be high enough so that I could stand at and work, or sit in a bar height stool and work too, okay? So I put bed risers underneath the folding table to raise it up. Does that make sense? All right, guys. I got children messaging me. I don't know if y'all can hear the bing, bing, bing. It is time for me to go and pick everybody up from school. So I hope that you have been inspired to make a beautiful wreath for your front door using tulips like this. This was pretty simple to do. You just fill it in. Make sure you're going in a clockwise rotation all the time. Okay? All right, guys, have a fantastic day. Please make sure you are following me here on TikTok and on Facebook, because that is where I repost these videos. I also have a wreath making blog I would love for you to check out. The link is in the profile. In fact, there is so much goodness in that link in my profile. You got to go check it out. Where to buy florals, where to buy ribbon, how to get to the Etsy shop. So much stuff for you guys to see. All right, have a fantastic day. I'll catch you next time. Bye, everyone.